G'day and welcome back to the garage. In the last episode of the RM250 build, the fuel tank was restored, removing 26 years worth of scratches, gouges and wear. A new old seat was installed along with new plastics. In this episode, the finishing touches and forgotten items will be attended to, hopefully completing the restoration process. Let's get started. The first job for this episode is one of the most exciting. I'm installing those wild looking graphics that make this model so unique. And to begin with, the new plastics are given a thorough clean with wax and grease remover. Once I'm happy with the position of the decal, it is taped into position in two places so it can't move around. And then, one corner of the backing is removed, and the decal is stuck down for the first and hopefully last time. Now that the position is locked in, the tape can be removed, and then it's just a matter of slowly pressing down the decal while removing the backing, trying not to introduce any air bubbles. Once the decal has been thoroughly pressed down, the application tape can be removed to reveal that famous 90s graphic. And then the same process is repeated for the rest of the graphics on the bike. With the graphics now installed, I thought the project was as good as done, but when I went to install the fuel hose, I found a problem. The outlet on the fuel tap is bigger than the inlet on the carburetor. And that'd mean the hose would be loose on one end or really tight on the other, and there'd be no way to clamp it without ugly clamps. So I decided to fix the problem properly and make a new inlet for the carb with a matching diameter to the tank. So to do this, the carb had to be removed and then stripped of all plastic parts, as I was going to use heat to remove the inlet pipe. The brass inlet is pressed into the alloy body, so some gentle heat allows the pipe to be removed. After scavenging through the workshop, I found this old brass valve spindle, which will be transformed into a new inlet pipe, and a lot of brass chips. So after nearly a whole day's work, the carb now has an inlet pipe that matches the fuel tank. All of this work is covered up and nobody other than the viewers will ever know, but it's making pieces like this that are sometimes the most satisfying. Before the tank can be reinstalled, I need to fix a detail that I missed earlier. There should be a foam buffer between the CDI unit and the frame, which I completely forgot about first time around. This plastic guard is one detail I did know I missed, simply because the new part didn't arrive in time for the intake and exhaust episode. Although this plastic chain guard is brand new from Suzuki, they were originally painted silver like the ignition cover. So, with some plastic primer and a coat of the same silver paint, it should be closer to original. And while the paint was drying, a new DID O-ring chain was fitted. Here's another small detail that only a few would pick up. The wrong bolts were fitted to the rear caliper guard. And the very last piece of the restoration is this fuel cap breather hose. So it's now been well over 12 months since this project started, and I have to say a big thank you to each and every person who has subscribed, liked, commented and encouraged. I truly appreciate your support. I originally thought that I'd have this project done in 3 or 4 months, but I think all of the time, effort and money that has gone into it has been well worth it. The results speak for themselves. So what now? Well, the next step is to fire up that engine. But first, this November the bike will be on display at Retro Dirt Bike Show in Victoria, Australia. So if you'd like to see the bike, make sure you come along. I'll post up some details on the G9 Garage Facebook page. And then after that, we'll fire it up and we'll take it for a ride. So watch out for that video down the track. And also coming up is a Q&A video. Again, I'll post up some details on the Facebook page. But now, it's time to drag out that old CR250. Thanks for watching, see you next time.